just start whenever?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, hi everyone, my name is Koleigh Vachereau, and my climate action project is to start a food pantry at the University of Vermont. So, a little bit about me. I go to UVM. I was born and raised in Vermont. A fun fact about me is I live 3 houses away from Bernie Sanders, and I personally know Ben and Jerry Gould myself. I spent a lot of time with them as a child. And I'm also an environmental anthropology major. So I did a lot of reflecting on my 30 days, and before Project Green, I had no idea what it was. I found out about it the night before. I signed up at like 11:55. I was like, okay, let's do it. Let's take a risk. So I did the challenges, and it was great. I had a great time. I learned a lot of stuff. And I wanted to share with everyone the lessons that I learned. So one of the lessons that I learned is that routines are not easy. I'm 19, I'm new to the adult world. I've tried routines, I tried going to the gym, that didn't work. I tried eating healthy, that didn't work either. And so Project Green helped me with the submissions and the challenges, do something every day for 30 days. And after 30 days, November 1st and 2nd, I woke up and I was like, I have a submission! Crap! But then I realized the challenge is over. It's okay. And I can keep doing stuff, healthy stuff, and things related to the environment for the rest of my life. And that's cool for me. And I learned that there's a lot more support than you think. When I first started it, my parents thought it was a Ponzi scheme. I still think it's a Ponzi scheme. I told them the night before I was going, and that I needed a ride to the airport, and I needed to pick up Julia and Tatum, and they were just like, what? And I was like, whatever, just let me do it, okay. But they're really excited I'm here. And I've also learned that being vulnerable is okay. My whole freshman and a little bit of my sophomore year, I was scared of standing out and taking risks and being vulnerable. And my freshman orientation, they said, be okay with being uncomfortable. You have to find out how to do that in order to be successful in life. And this was the perfect challenge to do that. And I'm so happy I did it, because I'm doing something that I've never done before. I'm presenting in front of a group of people, and it's awesome. I also can be the change, so I wanted to make a lot of changes on my campus, but no one was doing them, and I thought I was a follower, but it's actually better being a leader, because people are following me now. And there's a big support on campus, and my whole class is supporting me, and they are rooting for me, and it can only take 30 days to change your lifestyle. I used to eat really bad before this. I love chicken tenders so much, but now I can incorporate a healthier version of chicken tenders, changing my lifestyle. So what I wanted to do for the finals, what I learned, is the 2 challenges that I was really, really passionate about were social justice and food waste, and I wanted to incorporate that in my project. So I came up with a food pantry, a really simple concept that everyone can understand, and I don't have to really explain it a lot. So I did that. And so I realized that food waste during this challenge was a huge problem for higher ed. University administrations and food corporations like Sodexo are ignoring this problem, and there's thousands of kids across the country that are starving, including me. I'm really hungry once a day. And I also learned that I can use my voice to be heard, and standing out will help make a change in my community. So for my climate action project, like I said, I'm making a food pantry. And the goal is to create a safe and inclusive space for all students experiencing food insecurity on and off campus. So some statistics. So my whole school is about 10,000 students, and that's a survey I found online. So in spring 2017, 25.9 students for the undergrad were hungry. So I made my friend do the math because he's a math major, and I found out that 2,600 students approximately, that's how many students it is. That's a lot of students, and that's not okay. The national average is around 40%, and we're doing well, but we shouldn't just be complacent. We should continue to do stuff. And for grad students, there's about 2,100 students, and that's 421 students, and it's still not okay. We should be doing better. So this is my friend. She is really passionate about food waste, and she wanted to share with everyone her experience with the university's food insecurity problem on campus. She eats once a day. She's on a point system, and she really wanted everyone to know that she's lost weight, and it's not an efficient way to feed students across campus with this meal plan. And she wanted everyone to know that this is a really important problem that we need to solve. So some health effects: there's an increase in stress, there's an increase in diabetes, heart disease, and high blood pressure. There's an increased risk of being overweight. You're more likely to be clinically diagnosed with a mental illness, and there's an increased occurrence of health problems. So that means once you get sick, you just keep getting sick, and you're more likely to get sick. And I personally have like noticed this with Project Green. I personally have really bad ADHD, and before that I was like eating once a day, I couldn't focus, my grades were really bad. And during Project Green I started to change my lifestyle and I started to feel better. I wanted to wake up in the morning. My grades went from D's to A's, which is really impressive, and like I've just been so happy overall. So to put this in like a national perspective, this is a picture I really wanted to show with food waste. So 40% of our like food that is produced nationally doesn't even hit our plates. So that means that all this food is just going in the compost or trash, and there's lots of people in college and not in college that are hungry, and that's not okay. We should, as a country, we need to do better. That's a little embarrassing, honestly. So I looked at the local scale of my school, and I noticed that in the Weigh the Waste survey that in 2 hours they noticed that in the dining hall students produced over 50 pounds of waste of just food, and that's crazy to me. I had no idea, I was not aware of that. And an average UVM meal plan, you can only spend around like $10 a day, and one single meal costs $12, so you can see the problem with that. So I have a plan, and so in December, which is almost coming soon, I've been starting this. I'm doing like a landscape assessment. I'm starting to like create a conversation. I'm trying to get funding. I've been reaching out to donors. I found a location that I want it to be at, and I'm trying to get food donations. And I'm looking at the UC Berkeley's model of food pantries, and it's really good. I'm really inspired by them. I've reached out to them. I'm waiting for their reply. But yeah, and there's also a really cool site that I found called Affordable Colleges Online that gives you a whole blueprint of how to start one at your school. It takes longer than 6 months, but I have a plan. Don't worry, I'm getting there. January and February, I'm going to continue the conversation about hunger and food insecurity on campus. And then I'm going to start begin fundraising because I want to start early. And so a local restaurant called the Skinny Pancake is one restaurant that you can do a fundraiser, and they'll donate 50% of their net proceeds to your cause, no matter what. And I'm going to do some grant writing. I had an internship on writing and like grant writing and like underwriting, so I have some background on that. And I want to build a team, a social media team, a marketing team, an education team, and some liaison positions because there needs to be a middleman for students and administration. March and April is when I want to launch a pilot one. I want a table with as much food as I can and just have students come and get it. Because then if the university sees support and students actually using it, then I feel like I will get a lot more support from administration that I can prove to them that I can do this. The big takeaway is that I feel like students shouldn't have to like choose between books or rent and eating a good meal. Thank you for like listening to me.